So, when I was a kid, I loved losing my baby teeth. I thought it was the raddest shit. Like, yeah, it hurts, but it was like getting rid of a giant splinter that you then get money for, and it grows right back. It's magic, you know. You're like a wizard or a gecko. Um, the first time you lose a tooth, it's crazy. I'm sure you remember it at least a little bit. Then it kind of becomes normal after a while. It's just like, you're just popping out teeth left, right, and center. It's like it ain't no thing. You begin to expect it. Apparently, you lose like 20. Just crazy in hindsight. I mean, it's time of my life, obviously. I don't have much memory of. It was ages, what, 5 through 10? 8? I don't know. I was pretty disappointed as a kid when I was running out of teeth to lose. I didn't know the number you get to lose. I didn't know that it was 20. I didn't closely track it. I was pretty bummed because, um, I knew it was coming. But through the power of belief, you can achieve anything. So I lost a tooth and I was thinking it might be the last one. But I was sure, so sure, there was one more for for one more good tooth loss in my future. You know what I mean? Um, I just didn't know when. So I waited. Other kids lost their tooth, lost their final teeth around me, and I waited. I waited, but this tooth was taking its sweet ass time revealing itself. I asked one of the other kids at school one day, like, how many baby teeth do we actually get? Not knowing, it was 20. We debated the number, and probably I complained about my teeth not putting out. My schoolyard ally was like, sometimes you gotta press it. You gotta press it before it comes loose. Yeah, maybe it needs some help. So I began compulsively checking my teeth, pushing here and there, and checking for a reaction. Finally, my efforts were paid off when one day a tooth moved a little bit. Dopamine. Dopamine. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. At last. Absolution. I'd come to that final prophesized tooth. So I began to push on it with my tongue, playing with it compulsively, and it grew looser. Bit by bit. A little bit looser. Every day, I guess. It took a bit longer than the other ones had. And that was a little concerning, you know? Found myself, my little 8-year-old mind, wondering, is this really a baby tooth? I wondered, with my little 30% loaded brain. But I decided not to focus on that idea. It was loose, so it must be a baby tooth. Surely it wouldn't happen if it was an adult tooth. And I'd worked too hard for this. I was so sure. Now, I'm sure many among you have had this experience or something like it where you find an itchy spot on your arm, you scratch at it a bit and go, that's weird. Most people probably then forget about it and move on, but not you and me. Not me and you watching this, relating to this. You and I, we keep poking it, scratching it, poking it, until it gets kind of sore. And we go on the internet and we go read about all the different ways that we have cancer and how we're going to explode, in uh, violent ways. Thankfully, we eventually forget about it. It stops hurting and we forget about it. And then it's fine. That's the cure. Usually. So I kept playing with my tooth, little 8-year-old me, and it came fully loose. It got really loose. I was able to rotate everything. Excuse the body horror, but we're made of body horror. It's life. It took a while, and it wasn't quite coming out. But ages, and finally, it came out, and I experienced two emotions in quick succession: triumph and regret. It was like post nut clarity, post tooth clarity. It was not a baby tooth. I knew it. Even with what little brain cells I had at that point in time, I knew it. Not because it looked unusual or anything, it just looked like a normal tooth. They all looked the same, even when they're a little bit bigger, I guess. And I went, well, fuck. I didn't tell anyone. A reason that I couldn't really be sure, because otherwise I would have to experience all of that regret very clearly. And I do remember experiencing it to some extent, but it would have been very raw at the time, because I'd just done it. I had personal responsibility. At least now I can blame an older self. It's not me who did it exactly. A reason there's no way to know for sure. Not right now. I guess I'll have to wait and see. And I just waited. Maybe it would grow back and I would be confirmed or denied. So I waited and I waited and I am still waiting 20 years later because fucking 8-year-old me stole a fucking tooth from me and now I look like a hillbilly. I guess the moral of this story is don't go diagnosing yourself with shit based on random sources like schoolyard friends or the internet, because belief can achieve anything except generating new teeth.